Good evening, everybody. My name's Andy, and it's 22:27 on the 13th of February 2025. And this is my video diary. And you're welcome here because tonight I've got a lovely thing to tell you. Last night I was very tired and I managed to get one module done, but didn't really format it correctly. But today was slightly different. What I did was I got enough sleep, basically, and I drove to work and I managed to do one module on the way to work. And then on the way home, after a full day's work editing, I did this. If you see over here, this is ChatGPT. We ran through module 3 on the way to work, and then some hours later, I did module 4 on the way home. So module 3 is filming techniques, which is an introduction, handheld versus tripod filming, portrait versus landscape filming, camera stability and support gear, psychological impact of camera movement. Now that is, well, I find that fascinating because the way the camera moves actually conveys emotion, because if you move the camera smoothly, it conveys the fact that it's controlled and it evokes this sort of professionalism. But if you move it sort of like doing whip pans and it's all shaky, or it's not in focus all the time and it's pulling between focuses erratically, that conveys an energy and a feeling and a just a human response to that sort of visual impact. So I go into detail into that in that one. So that's interesting. And the example of David Lynch of use of a weighted handheld camera for more cinematic feel. I remember this story when I was at university briefly before I got thrown out for not being able to speak French. That's another story for another day. But David Lynch was an early adopter of digital technology. So he got a small Sony camcorder and he was shooting an advert. I believe it was for some sort of athletics brand. And he shot a load of test footage for this advert, and he wasn't happy with the results because it didn't feel cinematic enough. And he watched and rewatched the footage and looked at it all and worked out that because the camera operator was handling the camera like a light digital camera. So on the next go round, on the next test, he strapped a load of sort of dumbbell weights to this camera and made it a really heavy device, and then told the camera operator to get the same shots. And there we go. He had his cinematic looking footage because the camera operator was no longer able to throw it around like a little digital camera. So these are all things to consider when you're shooting video. Anyway, I'm going into course territory here, but it's an interesting thing. And we'll go into that in the thing. So there we go. So then the 6th section is a homework section, which is watch specific films to study camera movement and energy in scenes and identify notable examples, modern alternative to classic Steadicam shots. So there we go. So, and then on the way home, I did module 4, which was interesting because that is sound in relation to shot types, basically meaning that if you've got a wide shot and you are in that wide shot and you are expecting your camera to pick up the audio, it's not going to. So then we run through built-in microphone pickup patterns so you understand why. Then you go to external microphones and placement, managing background noise, impact of shot types and sound, advanced options for better sound, and common audio pitfalls and how to avoid them. So that's pretty much it. That's the 2 modules that I've done. So now what I've got to do is I'm going to transfer that into Canva, which is over here, and basically that process is just very simple. Is having run through this module several times with ChatGPT, ensuring that it's got the content that I want, I copy that into there and then jump into Canva, and it puts it in a typewriter font for some reason. And then why isn't that moving? Come on, move up there. There we go. And then I'll split that out into different boxes and format it like that. And then so that is, once I've done that, I'll do that in a minute. That is those modules done, completed. Well, first go, and then I'll go through the whole thing and ensure that it has everything that I want to have in it. It's Friday tomorrow, so the weekend is looming. Hopefully I'll get some more work done on this over the weekend. And with that, I'm going to wish you good night. I've been Andy. You've been fantastic. See you on the next one.